you either get some of Donald Trump's voters or Democrats lose again. So that's one side of it. But here's the other side of the equation, too. And it's on economics. And I will say there is, a circle where AOC starts here and Steve Bannon starts here, and they come together on economic populism, saying, don't give tax cuts to the rich. Some tariffs seem to make a lot of sense. Break up the monopolies in Silicon Valley. I mean, the fact, if Democrats think they can run a Robert Rubin race in 2026, no disrespect to Robert Rubin, it certainly worked in the 90s. But that's not going to work in 2026 when you have people across the industrial Midwest and across America who have seen for the past 20 years their jobs go away, their incomes go away, and the American dream shattered.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny you mentioned those two. In 2019, I think it was, I went to interview Steve Bannon for a piece about Bernie Sanders at the time in Time magazine. And in the course of the piece, he had a lot of respect for Bernie Sanders for some of those same reasons.
Right.
But he said, AOC is the only Democrat I'm afraid of. He said, all these other people I find so easily beatable. I see them, I know the strategy for them.
But not AOC.
He was afraid of AOC.
Interesting.
Yeah. Again, because a lot of people may not realize this, but Steve Bannon is against tax cuts for the rich now, and he's saying it. Right? Well, I mean, you've talked to Bannon recently. He's against tax cuts for the rich. He supports some of the tariffs, but he's a fan, as is, I think, Josh Hawley and the vice president, of Lena Khan. Break up the monopolies in Silicon Valley. So there is a place where Democrats can go where they can pull over independents, disaffected voters who would vote for Bernie Sanders or AOC and listen to Steve Bannon's podcast. It sounds crazy in this world, but there is a through line.
There is a nexus there. Bannon, I think, does have his finger on the pulse of the MAGA movement in many ways. And you're right, he has repeatedly said on his show, his podcast, which is listened to within the West Wing, he speaks to people inside all the time, that he is against the big tax cuts for the rich. And to this day, you mentioned 2019, here we are in 2025, he still speaks very approvingly of AOC. He thinks she's a remarkable political talent and thinks her message is one that really resonates.
All right.